G'day everyone, Mike Bury here today. Golf IQ time. We're looking at shaft orientation versus loft. Let's go. Let's start by referencing two terms that we use in golf. We have static loft and dynamic loft. Now, static loft is the loft that was built on the club, or the amount of loft that you have on the club when it's sitting at address and the club is not moving. Now, dynamic loft, on the other hand, is how much loft you return to the golf ball at impact. Now, let's just say, for example, that we have our 56 degrees. So when the shaft is in, let's call it a neutral position or a straight up and down position, that club has its full 56 degrees of loft. Now, when that handle is leaning forwards, the more forwards that club is leaning, the less loft, the lower the amount of loft that club has. It's no longer 56 degrees. So if you return that club with a forward leaning shaft position, then that club has less than 56 degrees. Now, on the other hand, if the club is leaning backwards, that's going to increase the amount of loft. That's going to increase that dynamic loft. So you can use this for different purposes. You can think to yourself, if I need to launch this lower, then I'm going to need to reduce the amount of dynamic loft, which would mean I would need a forward leaning handle at the moment of impact. If you're trying to increase loft, or if you have too much loft, if you hit too high with your irons or whatever the club may be, it perhaps could be a shaft orientation issue where that shaft is leaning backwards, and that's something that we would term an early release. So understanding these basic principles of shaft orientation versus loft is critical to understanding how to influence trajectory, whether that's decreasing the trajectory and launching it lower or increasing that trajectory and hitting a higher launching shot. Now, I want you to go to the range and experiment. Experiment with leaning the handle more forwards at address, with leaning it more backwards. In particular, do this around the short game area or on the range when you're trying to hit flighted shots, so low punch shots that you would normally hit out of trees, maybe high shots where you're trying to get it over trees or trying to get it to stop on a firm green, something like that. Experiment with it so that you can start to see what impact that actually has on your ball flight. Thanks for watching, guys. Of course, you know you can hit that like button if you like what you saw. No pressure if you didn't like it. That is just fine. Leave me a comment down below and tell me something that you need help on your game with. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. Don't forget, hit that notification bell. A lot of stuff to tell you today so that you don't forget or miss out on any of the new videos. And of course, until next time, good golfing.